Please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this session of Speaking Up series for the International Commission for Human Rights and Religious Freedom. My name is Dr. Adityanji. I am the President and the Chairman Board of Directors of International Commission for Human Rights and Religious Freedom. On behalf of the Board of Directors and the executive team of the ICHRRF, I invite all the members of the audience to this event. A little bit about International Commission for Human Rights. International Commission for Human Rights and Religious Freedom is a US-based nonprofit organization focused on upholding human rights and religious freedom through continuous monitoring, policy intervention, and collaboration. We are focused on educational, research, legal, and human rights advocacy and charitable purposes. We strive to be an advocate for human rights and religious freedom of underrepresented communities across the world. We believe that humankind can no longer afford to be selectively vocal about the rights of only a specific set of people or only a specific religion. A humane and just world necessitates fair treatment of all living beings and all religions. Our focus is on indigenous rights and freedom, free speech, and their cultural preservation. Some of our initiatives include monitoring violations of the freedom and sanctity of religious and philosophical minorities across the entire world, research into documentation of the culture, history, and challenges faced by such communities, policy recommendations on human rights, religious diversity, and pluralism to international organizations, agencies, national and local governments, and collaboration to support the cultural and philosophical diversity across the world. Today, we are going to discuss persecution of minorities and consequent demographic decline in Bangladesh. We have a distinguished speaker, Mrs. Priya Saha. And you will be seeing her soon, but this is a picture. Bangladesh is very, very important. Its journey into present time has had various twists and turns. What we call Bangladesh today was part of unified British India in 1947. When British India was partitioned into independent India, and the newly created state of Pakistan, the territory of Bangladesh constituted part of Pakistan as East Pakistan. However, this part of Pakistan came under intense linguistic oppression and exploitation from the West Pakistani establishment on grounds of racial and linguistic differences, as well as the perception that they were not good enough Muslims as their West Pakistani masters. There were language rights in the territory of East Pakistan from 1950s onward. There was persecution of minorities, especially religious minorities, Hindus, Buddhists, Chakmas, Christians, and others. Finally, in 1971, when an electoral mandate was not honored by the military and government sitting in West Pakistan, in 1971, this province was liberated from Pakistan with assistance from India, and the newly independent country of Bangladesh was liberated. It was felt that it will be haven of human rights and religious freedom, but that did not happen, because I believe in 1974 there was a military coup supported by fundamentalist elements in that country. We are seeing the results of that even now at this point in time. So as I said, our distinguished speaker today is Mrs. Priya Saha. She is a human rights activist as well as women's rights activist. She is founder of a non-profit organization. She is a publisher and editor of a Bengali newspaper. She's a columnist, researcher, and speaker in various fora. She is originally from Bangladesh, but currently living in exile in United States because of her voice about minority persecution in Bangladesh. She talked to US President Trump about this ongoing issues in Bangladesh. She was invited by the State Department to talk in the second ministerial to advance religious freedom on July 16 to 18, 2019. She got an opportunity to meet the president as a religious persecuted person. Bangladeshi Islamic community and Bangladeshi government and radical groups reacted seriously, and she could not go back. So now she is working to get recognition from US Congress of Bangladeshi genocide of 1971. She is the founder and executive director of national nonprofit human rights organization named ICHRRF, located in Dhaka, Bangladesh. I'm not going to go through her all the credentials, but just say that currently she is also executive director of a USA nonprofit. It's a human rights organization called Human Rights Congress for Bangladesh Minorities. So with that introduction, she will be talking about the current status of ongoing persecution of minorities in Bangladesh and what impact it has on demography of Bangladesh. Before I bring Mrs. Priya Saha, I will reiterate some of the ICHRRF housekeeping rules. Kindly mute yourself to avoid noise interference. Please change your cell phone setting to vibration mode. When our distinguished speaker is speaking, please do not interrupt her. Only those members of the audience who identify themselves openly will be allowed to pose questions. So if somebody has joined anonymously without name, without any identity, they will not be allowed to ask questions. Please send all your questions using the chat function or through Q&A function. Please be precise and specific in asking a question. Please don't send detailed comments in the form of a monologue. And lastly, this event is being recorded, and eventually you will get within 24 hours recording of this event on our YouTube channel as well as the website of ICHRRF in entirety. So without further ado, I invite our brave, courageous, and distinguished speaker, Mrs. Priya Saha, to address the audience. Mrs. Priya Saha, please.
Namaste. Good morning, everyone. I am very thankful to ICHRRF and Dr. Adityanji to organize this series of discussion about the religion minority across the South Asian region. And they are talking for those people are not talking for themselves. So thank you for organizing this event. So you know that from partition 1947 to till today, the population missing from Bangladesh, the religion minority, the Hindu community is 49 million. Can you please?
Sure.
Okay. And it's only in this world, you cannot find not a single species disappear with such a short time, and this population, this type of population will disappear. you can see the census document of Bangladesh government. In 1901, the population was non-Muslim was 33%, and come to the when the religion minorities going to decline after the partition, 1941, the population was non-Muslim was 30%, and Hindu was 29.7%. And it's coming, the next slide, please, or before this slide.
This is the first slide I have.
Oh, please, can you download the latest one? That will be great.
This is the latest one we have. Maybe you can just speak through it.
Okay, so the population decreasing, you can see the growth of the population in 1941. The 19.3% was Muslim and 12.4% was Hindu. And its decline in 1951, you can see the Muslim population growth is 9.2% and Hindu population is minus 21.3%. Because of the partition and the ongoing killing. It's mostly taken place, this killing, when the partition issue was started. Not only the Noakhali killing, you know, in Noakhali, that is on place, they killed, they converted how many thousand, around 50,000 people, and they killed, or not one day, it's 10 days together, they start killing, and they killed more than 10,000 people. And government visited these places and all these areas, they visited this place. That's what happened. No action taken by the government. No case was filed, no punitive action taken by the government. Would you please the next slide? So that will be great. So, and in that way, and communal attack, not only in 1947, you can see this slide in when the verdict was declared of Dilawar Hossain Saibi in 2013, the 28th February, within 2 days, the incident was taken place. They killed 4 people, injured 34 people, and damaged temple 110, and attack on residents of 112, and affected family 451. It's a 1 week report. So go ahead, please. The next slide. The killing on the religion minority in 1951 to 1961, share of the Hindu population of Pakistan declined by 3.5% from 22% in 1951 and 18.5% in 1961, with a growth rate only 1.53% and annual declining rate 35%, because of continuous killing. You know, in Bangladesh, always there people are making the rumor, and as there is no punitive action taken by the government, no judiciary inquiry, no punishment. Basically, when minority are the Hindu are victim, at that time the law enforcing agency and the judiciary system are not function properly. So that's why the population is declining that way. The next slide, please. In 1964, you may all of know all of the great incident happened in Bangladesh in 2nd January. They told there is a Hazrat Bal Shrine mosque in Kashmir, and Bangladeshi people told, okay, this mosque, there is a care kept by the Muslim community in this mosque is preserved and Hindu are stolen. This information, it was a rumor declared by the Bangladeshi people, and they started mercilessly killing people in all area. The Abdul Sabur Khan, one of the great killer and a communal person, at that, then he was a minister. He declared the Hindu cannot wear shoes or use umbrella or ride a rickshaw as mark of mourning of laws of prophet, also called Nabi. Here, can address 3 more meeting. Leaflets are distributed warning Hindus to leave Pakistan immediately. At Lopur Bazar, he addressed another gathering where he said, we would make shoes out of Hindus' skin, torn from their back. About 200 to 300 Bengali Hindu were shot dead at Khulna Launch Ghat. All nearby Hindu villages were set to ashes. The Daily Ittifaq reported that 95% of injured houses belong to the Hindu and Old Dhaka. About 1 lakh Hindus were rendered homeless in Dhaka city on 23rd January. The Hindu quoting the Hindu newspaper quoting the Pakistan authorities reported that around 1,000 persons were killed in communal violence in Dhaka the last 1 week. The killing was started in the January 2nd, and it's just going 1 month onward. Next slide, please. The ethnic cleansing, I want to share one thing in Bangladesh. There is a 3 district. That is the hill district we call Chittagong hill tribes. There is mostly people are living the indigenous community. They are Hindus and Buddhists and Hindus and Buddhist community mostly. And nowadays there is some Christian. In this hill district now split in the 3 districts, Bandarban, Khagrachari, Rangamati district. It was during the partition, the non-Muslim population was 98.5%. And now, and Muslim during the partition in 1947 and 2011 census, it's came down only 51%. So you can understand just it gone half, how it is happened, the continuous the killing, burning, and atrocity by the communal force. Not only that, government are resettling the Muslim community. They are bringing Muslim community across the country and settling there in Chittagong hill tracts. As you know, this community, this land was not recorded. They are occupying this land or own this land hundreds years. So what government did, government bring the Muslim community with a letter. They send a letter to all district and told them, send people in hill district, so we will resettle them. What they are doing, they are giving 5-acre land to each Muslim family, monthly 5,000 taka, and weekly 84 kg wheat. Still now, this money is giving, across the world, people are doing the tree plantation, and Bangladesh government is doing the Muslim plantation in this hill district. In that way, they are minimizing this population and continuously atrocity going on them, and no case filed by the government or take action by the government. And there is, almost half military living in this region. So you can understand the situation of this community. So next slide, please. No, next one.
Scroll up or down?
Scroll down. Okay. Oh, Carl. Next one. This is the picture of the Noakhali area. Okay, go down. I told about this Noakhali. Oh, this is a language movement. This is a letter by the Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Wrote that in only the Dhirendranath Dotto, he was the parliament member when the Pakistan government introduced the Urdu, and Urdu shall be the state language of Pakistan. At that time, the Bangladeshi people were have a great movement, and Dhirendranath Dotto, he was the person in the parliament. He registered this point. No, not Bengali people will talk in Bangla. In East Pakistan, state language will be Bangla, not Urdu. So he is the person who in 1947 started this language movement, and depend on this language movement, Bangla, the freedom fighting and the independence movement get strength, and from then we started for independency. Okay, next slide, please. It's a Professor Abul Barkat research. Can you please stop your sharing so that I can share my slide?
Sure.
Okay. Sorry.
Yes, so we can see your screen.
Okay. So in atrocity on Hindu, it's a continuing matter. It's it's an everyday phenomenon. I can say how this atrocity taking place. After the Khulna massacre and the Hazrat Bal mosque issue, then there was a rumor in Kalshira village the all Muslims were killed by the Hindu community, and within a day, the more than 200 police rushed to this area, and they called all this Muslim community their area, and they start killing in Kalshira district, in Kalshira village in Khulna district. Within a month, the massacre displaced 30,000 Hindu from Khulna to India. Then the Nachal incident in 5th January 1950. They torched the man, raped a man, and set fire to in purpose of killing. Hundreds of Shautal community and Hindu were killed, and around 70 to 100 peasants died in the police torture in the police station. And the great Islamist, the parliament member, was in India, but at that time she was a landlord wife of Nachal, and she was arrested because she was leading the movement, and raped seriously in the custody before sending to Nauga police station. Yeah. And on 10th February, the same year, the Muslim rumor was on Muslim women were raped in Secretariat building in Kolkata. So spreading this news, they start killing, they start looting and burning the Hindu business places, and estimated 50,000 Hindu were displaced in 7 hours of murder, loot, arson, all Hindu jewelry and business vanished. Borishal riot started in 13 February. You may know on name the Muladi killing in Borishal. The Borishal, the Muladi, one of the launch station during that time, not now, in 19, at this time, this 1950s and afterward, our transportation was only on launch and steamer. So Muladi was a big terminal, and this area is mostly Hindu people are living. And on 17th February, they start the mob. So 3,000 to 4,000 strong mob attacked and looted the warehouse of Muladi. I'm talking the station, launch station, and the murder, rape, and arson continued till the evening, when they departed with the loot and abducted women. Christian churches were vandalized and looted. The street, ghat, and the river were full of crops. In the Bitterland orchard on Hindu, more 300 dead bodies were found and floating on the road, floating on the river. And 20th February, 3,000 strong armed Muslim mob attacked warehouse. More than 700 men and elderly women were massacred and their bodies thrown into the river. Remaining women were taken into the shed belonging to the Muqtasha Shaha and forced recite the Islamic Kalma. After that, 50 women were distributed among the gang leader. Attack on Hindu, and then the great killing was taken place in 1971 during the war, you know. In 1961, the Hindu population was 18.5%, and after the Liberation War, our census was taken in 1974. At that time, the missing population, Hindu population, was 3.8 million. And according to the census document, according to the refugee document of Indian government, the refugee was 1.1 million. So you can understand this easy equation, 2.7 million Hindu were killed during this liberation war, and 64, the Hazrat Bal mosque rumor. And they started the Pakistani army. They start killing from 25th March and night. They start killing from Jagannath Hall, the non-Muslim hall in the University of Dhaka, and they burned the Ramna Kali temple. And at that place, they killed more than 100 devotees, and they attack on the same night on the Hindu area, Shakhari Bazar, Lokhi Bazar, Tati Bazar, the old Dhaka. All Hindu people are living that area. They mostly attack and kill them. They also attack the Rajarbar police station and the Pilkhana, the BDR places. The most, but and on the on-day killing, they kill almost 1 lakh people, and these 2.7 million people missing on the 1971. And after that, the killing was going on. When 1975, they killed the father of nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and in that time, army came to the power, and basically the fundamentalist group, Pakistani-backed government or people not government, the people came into the power. At that time, the people feel very insecure and they flee, and it is very hard to find the document because Bangladeshi media are not interested to publish this type of incident. Mostly, you cannot find the incident report in Bangladesh media. So from 1975, people just start living again because Pakistani backed government was in power. And what they did in 1989, when the Ajodhya Ram Temple was started working, they laid the foundation in 89. They attacked Hindu in everywhere Bangladesh, and more than 400 Hindu temples were destroyed, and more than 10,000 Hindu girls and women were raped. And village after village, they attacked, they burned, they vandalized. But no, government didn't do anything. Government don't want to stop this. That is the main tragedy of Bangladeshi Hindu community. You can say the one incident what happened, the 11 Hindu women were born to die in Shadonpur, Bashkhali, Chittagong, November 18, 2003, when the Jamaat Islami backed government, the BNP, came into the power. At that time, their people, the one chairman, he told all of his alliance, I can just get this report. Some individuals set fire house of Tejendra Lal Shil using gunpowder, killed 11 members of family, including 6 children. The house was located in Shilpara, Shadonpur village, Bashkhali Upozela. On 10th March 2004, at that time, the police told it is a robbery, nothing else. On 10th March 2004, police arrested a number of individuals after many months. And one accused, Mahabub, said they followed order from Mukhtar and shut down door and windows of house while Rubel set fire to it. He said they had been hired by nephew of a state minister and local union chairman to set the building on fire. Dr. Bimal Shil, Tejendra Shil's son and survivor of the fire, started legal proceedings over the fire. He was not received support from the government of Bangladesh and has had to burn the significant legal cost. General Secretary of Bangladesh Hindu Buddhist Christian Unity Council, Ranadar Gupta, has been vocal supporter of the Shield campaign for the verdict of the case. But still, these people, the killer, are elected chairman in Bangladesh. Just they burn these people this way, and there is no trial at all. In 2001, in October, the onward killing and rape of Hindus was routine work by BNP Jamaat, 1,000 rape and more than 10,000 home invasion. The violence mostly occurred in southwest Bengal, which had large Hindu communities. The attack started after the election victory of Bangladesh National Party. Attacks were systematic with a motive to destroy the economic resources. The Hindu community, terrorize them, destroy the economic resource of the Hindu community, and attack them to flee into India and grab their properties. Hindu were targeted in Bagarhat district, Borishal district, Bhola district, Bogura district, Brahmanbaria district, Chittagong district, Feni district, Gazipur district, Jhinaidah district, Jashore district, Khulna, Kushtia, Munshiganj, Nator, Narayanganj, Norsingdi, Firozpur, Shirazganj, Satkhira, and Tangail district. In October 2001, Lanmohon Upazila, the Bhola district of Bangladesh National Party supporter, attacked Hindu Bangladesh Awami League supporter. They looted Hindu house and houses of Muslims who provide shelter to Hindus. Women and children were raped by the attackers. The attackers were looted everything from house and cut down tree on the victim properties. Muhammad Badrul Ahsan wrote in 16 November 2001 about 200 Hindu women. None. Badrul Hassan is a Murshid Ali Khan. Sorry, Murshid Ali Khan in Daily Star on 16 November, the report was 200 Hindu girls were raped in Anandamohan village. And I am that person who visited this Lalmohon Bhola and taken these two journalists, Murshid Ali Khan, Kibriya, me, and my younger brother. And I was almost 3 months half mad because what I have seen in Bhola Lalmohon. When women seen a Hindu woman, me, with Shakha Sidhu, they broke down. And they were just rolling in the road and crying on 70-year-old woman. Mother, I became widow 35 years ago. 5 people tortured me. I don't want to live. I want to die. Can you give me some poison? I am looking for poison, but I am not getting. I don't want to live. And one house, I can explain, the Bentor body. During the during the 89 attack and 19 attack, this house is surrounded by the water in the, and you know, the house is just like a island. So in October, the water level is high. This house became an island, and we cannot go without a boat in this house. So people, they kept their women and wife and the girls are sheltered in the Bentor body. And in the daylight, the Muslim, many village Muslims, they rushed into this house and village, and they raped any woman, any children, anyone they can, any place. They don't shy, they don't care, they don't, nothing. And how can I explain? All women were scrolling and crying, and this nowadays has come, this village almost, is very few Hindu, all they fled to India. After 2000 on atrocity on the Hindu, more than 2 lakh Hindu fled from India to West Bengal. And Shahriar Kabir, and the great human rights activist, he documented this report. You can see 3 white paper he published. You can get it online. And this time, how many people they vanished their life? I cannot explain my word. After 14 years, when Awami League government came to the power and court directed them to have a investigation on this incident, on this attack. So they have to make a judiciary inquiry committee headed by Shahabuddin, Justice Shahabuddin. So he submitted a report. They initiated an inquiry in 2011, and the justice visited 2013 this place, and he reported that in Shahabuddin Commission report, the on night, after 14 years, 60 to 70 women are raped in on police. It's a judiciary committee report after 14 years. So you can understand. And what is our fate? Government didn't take action against the criminal activities, not a single case. Government initiate a judiciary inquiry committee, but they didn't take any action. So there is no difference between present government and the past government on attack on Hindu and other supported. They didn't take any action. In this point, there is no difference. And-
Priyaji, that we have enough time for questions. Could you wrap up in 5 minutes? Thank you.
Okay. And then they start killing in Satkhira. You can say on 1st April and 2012, they vandalized all other rumor and the Facebook post, the Buddhist, the Ramu, they vandalized the 18 Buddhist temple and 2 Hindu temple and tortured and looted many villages. And then the 13th verdict on the war criminal and attack on Hindu community, I have shared earlier. And 2016, the Nasir Nagar violence based on a Facebook posting, and Jahangir, the Muslim chairman, he posted a picture, Mohammad picture on Kaaba, and this incident, the 4 villages and the more than 300 Hindu homes, at least 19 temples were reportedly looted. Over 100 people, including several temple devotees, were left wounded in the attack. And the amount of the holding of the protest, the Nasir Nagar, in the government, the police, the administration, the political party, and the Islamists, all work together. They organized the rally and attacked the Hindu villages. Then you can see the police, the Southal villages. Police is burning the Southal villages. It's the attack in November 6th, 2016. The 1,200 families were displaced, they looted, burned, and 4 people were killed. And this is the Kumilla in October 2020. After the French middle school teacher Samuel Paty were beheaded by 18-year-old Muslim Russian-born Abdullah. And when the President Macron wrote against it, and Bangladeshi on people, Shankar Devnath, he on Facebook, he supported it. Why? He supported Macron word in Facebook. He shared it. It is the this is the crime he did against the Muslim. So Muslim, they vandalized village and burned to ash many Hindu houses. Then in the Sirir Bandar in 2012 incident, and after the election 2014, all time the Hindu are generally vote for the Awami League, but they never save Hindu community. After the election result, they attacked the Abhaynagar, Jashore, the Khulna Hindu villages, and at that time, people get shelter in the river, and many people are going to India. And finally, we found this attacker was not only BNP, the Awami League or the Awami League political leader BNP all together. When they attack the Hindu community, then there is all party alliance. So it is how that this year incident, when Hindu boys wrote against the Hifazat-e-Islam, the Bangladesh terrorist group, Mamunur is against the humanity. He's the divided Hindu and Muslim. So they gathered a meeting. You can see this meeting, and police do everything, administration, political party, everyone knew this thing. They are going to attack. They gathered a meeting, and next day they attacked the Hindu villages. And still now, the victim, Jhumon Das, he is in jail, and attacker or on bail. And then this is the last one, and Hindu village attacked in Khulna. And you may know the on Indian minister wrote against it to the Prime Minister of India. And at that time, they use mic of the mosque and call the mob and attack the Hindu village. This time they vandalized 10 Hindu temple and 58 Hindu houses. But all criminal will are on bail. And vanishing Hindu, I just want to go for slide. Professor Al-Qaeda University, Professor Dhaka University, he research Bangladesh government how they vanish Hindu. They enact enemy property law 1965, and through this law, they have taken 53% Hindu people land. I know this land size is the 40% Hindu families have been affected by the Enemy Property Act. It includes the land size is 2.6 million acre and 53% of the total land owned by the Hindu community and 5.3% the total land area of Bangladesh. The political affiliation of this group who taken the Hindu land, the 44% of League, BNP 31%, Jatiyo Party 6%, Jamaat Islami 5%. So they have taken the Hindus' land using government law, and government taken Hindus' land. So how they will live their stay their country. And this professor have the same research and prediction. No Hindu will be left after 30 years. He showed that every year from how the people flees to the country. Still now, every day, 634 Hindu are leaving from Bangladesh to India, and Hifazat Islam and all other Islamist group, and they are in great position. You can see their attitude, their aggression, their mentality, and government putting huge amount every year. Bangladesh government investing around 30,000 crore taka for Islamic culture and education for development. They are building 560 mosques, model mosques in every corner of using our tax money. And the religious ministry budget is around 70,000 crore, and madrasa education budget is around 8,000 crore, and this mosque budget is around 8,500 crore, and other ministry also investing for this, for developing the Islamic culture, Arabian culture, and Arabian education in that way, and they are increasing the number of madrasa. So non-Muslim are under threat. So my suggestion for a thing for international community can do, they can, the international media can report, international community, the donor community can put a point for civil right, equal right. And there is some slide, what Bangladesh government can do. Bangladesh government can have a probe committee, why with the parliamentary committee, why the religion minority is missing, and they can have a religion ministry, and the book should be, there is a lot of hate speech against the Hindu community in the textbook. They need to remove it, and the state shall take the active action against the perpetrators. It should treat its citizen equally, not, they cannot they cannot close their eye for when atrocity going on Hindu. So, state shall take responsibility, prevent communalism, fanatism, racism, terrorism, and in all forms of ensure advancement of the country on basis of the liberation war. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Priya Saha. It's a sad story. You know, a country that was liberated to fight oppression, linguistic, religious, racial oppression, has taken a turn that minorities are being prosecuted, persecuted, and exterminated. I'll ask you a couple of questions. Maybe we can, uh, stop sharing the PowerPoint so that we can focus on the Q&A.
Okay.
Now, the original constitution of Bangladesh had proclaimed that it will be a secular republic.
Yes.
And during the BNP governments, it was changed to Islamic Republic. What is the situation now under Awami League government? Is it still a Islamic Republic or the secular word has been restored?
The Bangladesh, at that time in 1988, when the Ershad the Ziaur Rahman and Ershad, they make this state religion is Islam. Then the present government, Awami League, was against it, but they are in power. Still, our state religion is Islam. At the same time, they introduce another clause in the constitution. It's a secular country. All citizens will be treated equally, but state religion is Islam. So it's a contradictory thing. It's neither secular or neither fully Islamist. It's totally contradiction in the constitution. That is both.
Okay, so that is no consolation to the minorities if the word secular is not restored in the constitution and it still remains as an Islamic republic.
Yes.
The second question I'll ask you is the episode of Chief Justice of Bangladesh High Court or Supreme Court, Justice Surendra Kumar Sinha, who was forced to leave country because he gave a verdict against the 16th Amendment when the government was trying to restore the power of the judiciary. Do you have any comments on that episode? Because the government claimed that he went to Australia for cancer treatment. He denied it. He said that he was threatened by the intelligence chief to leave the country, otherwise he would be killed. Do you have any comments on that episode?
Sorry. I cannot because it's a very sensitive area and judiciary thing. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. I understand fully why you are not able to talk about it. We haven't got any questions through the chat function. Al, do you have any questions for Mrs. Saha?
I did have one question. One narrative I come across often says that the emigration of Hindus from Bangladesh is mostly due to economic reasons. That is, they seek better economic opportunities, usually in India, and that it's not because of religious persecution. How would you address that claim?
Okay. I shared on slide in Bangladesh, except the cleaner community, Bangladeshi Hindu are not landless. Everyone, if you check any slum, you cannot find a single Hindu people. Those are living in slum. And you cannot find, generally, there is some, the Hindu are begging in the street of Bangladesh. They are working, they have home, they have land. But why they are living? The atrocity, and every atrocity and the forced conversion, in this short time, every day, every month, every year, more than 200 temples are vandalized in Bangladesh. So, and forced conversion, last year, 200, 600 Hindu girls were forcibly converted to the Islam. They abducted, and the land taken, not only the enemy property, every day they are grabbing land. So not a single Hindu are leaving Bangladesh in terms of economic crisis, because those people, you can have the interview in the West Bengal, they are living in the roadside, in the railway station, or in the government abandoned property. Is very inhuman life. We can imagine this, before the partition, more than 80% land owned by the Hindu community in Bangladesh. How they taken this land? In 1950, there was a landlord. The most of the, you can say 95% landlord was Hindu. And the Pakistan government abolished the landlordship law. And they have taken all the rich Hindu land and distributed to the Muslims. And this law, enacted by the Pakistani government, they executed this law in East Pakistan, but they never executed this law in West Pakistan. So you can easily understand this law, nothing but taking land from the Hindu community in East Pakistan.
Thank you, Mrs. Saha. We have a next question, and it is from Mr. Nilekani, who wants to know, does ISIS and Al-Qaeda have a footprint in Bangladesh?
Yes, according to the police police report, their press conference, I am not the person from the intelligence community, but according to the newspaper and police report, they have connection. And when the Kabul fall down, Bangladesh Police Commissioner, the Dhaka Police Commissioner, he had a press conference and told many Bangladeshi people went to join Taliban for fighting with Taliban, and many Bengali speaking Taliban jihadi you can find. So it's a paper news. And in the Holy Artisan Attack in Bangladesh, there's a fully the terrorist group, the Al-Qaeda and ISIS, all they have connection, and many of them are arrested in Bangladesh, and Bangladesh government tackle this, this terrorized group strongly. Bangladesh government has a strong position against this terrorist group.
Okay, we have another question, and that is from Mr. Mohit from New Delhi. He wants to know what Hindus outside Bangladesh can do to help Bangladeshi Hindus with their cause.
Okay. First of all, we need what's happening in Bangladesh. We are very unfortunate. The international media are not publishing. The Indian media, if they publish the news, and if all community across the world, if you talk what's happening in Bangladesh, if you can make a space for that, so that will make a strong protest against Bangladesh government and Bangladeshi people, because they can easily identify Bangladesh is a moderate Muslim country, but not at all. It's not a moderate country. Then where a land, whether it is a Pakistan regime or Bangladesh regime, within 50 years, the 70 years, the 49 million people disappear. If they are very good, so why people are leaving, why people are missing? So what international community do? First, they can raise the voice, publish the news. Second, they can talk in the UN, and all this donor community, and they can have a clause. If you can restore the human rights for the all equally, so we will not go for funding. And UN can and all countries can have a sanction, and the UN peace mission. You can see there is police, all atrocity done by the Islamist. Always police, political party, and the Islamist group, they are working together. And Bangladesh is the largest number of people are in the peace mission. So UN peace mission also can raise a voice. If you cannot keep peace in your own country, so how you become the peace mission member? And continuously raise your voice on behalf of us. That will help us.
Okay, I think those are very good suggestions. There's a comment, and I will paraphrase this comment, that post 1947, post partition, where the West Pakistan was the ruler, post liberation 1971, where the Awami League was the ruler, whether BNP was the ruler, or whether there was military rule, military junta rule, the status of minorities continues to be, very pessimistic, very bad, with ongoing persecution. There is no change, it appears, irrespective of who is the ruler, which party is ruling, the oppression of minority is continuing. Would you agree with that observation?
Yes, it's a continuous process. There is an all-party alliance. Not all party. And another thing I want to share with you, not a single incident taken place without political party shelter. Always political leaders are involved. And can you imagine, government cannot show a verdict what they did against this criminal. They are not using their judiciary committee. They are not using the law enforcement committee, and the political party. Nobody helping us. So people of Bangladesh, the people of Bangladesh are very good. They are really friendly. They are really want to live with community very peacefully. But the political party is the main criminal against the all atrocity against the religion minority community.
Thank you once again, Mrs. Priya Saha, for this detailed but very painful, presentation about the plight of minorities in Bangladesh. We are thankful to you for opening our eyes of the international community about this sordid tale of atrocities, ethnic cleansing, and religious persecution of minorities in this so-called moderate Muslim country. Also, shame on the government of Awami League that claims to be very secular and claims to, take care of citizens irrespective of their religion. I am pretty sure that International Commission for Human Rights will continue to raise its voice in support of the persecuted minorities in Bangladesh. I wish that in near future the struggle of minorities in Bangladesh is fruitful and they can live with dignity, peace, and with all their rights intact so that they are not ethnically cleansed from that country. I also am thankful to our audience who took their time off an hour plus on a Saturday morning. We really thank you. As I stated, that the entire recordings have been recorded and it will be placed on our YouTube channel as well as on our website. So please, if you want to refer back to this presentation, you can always go back to our website or our YouTube channel and keep on raising the voice of support for these persecutory minorities. And with that, we will end this session. Thank you, Mrs. Saha, and thank you, our audience. Thank you very
So
much.
is it possible to give a standing ovation to Sister Saha and how she presented entire her talk? Standing ovation to this
All of
brave
us can clap
human
for her
being,
courage.
for
All of
this
us can.
brave human
Okay.
being. Yeah, standing ovation to this brave human being.
Okay.